love greatness and we love pursuing it. And we want to help you guys get there too by getting these things out of your way. Now let's talk about the 5 most common cognitive traps that high performers fall into. The first is all or nothing thinking. The second is catastrophizing under pressure. The third is mental filtering. The fourth is should rules and rigid standards. And the fifth is emotional reasoning disguised as logic. So we're going to break these things down one by one so you guys better understand it, as it might be happening in your life already. All or nothing thinking. This is also known as polarized thinking. This involves seeing situations in absolute terms, black or white, success or failure, perfect or worthless. There's no middle ground. It's either great or it's horrible. High performers uniquely struggle with this because a single mistake on a project is interpreted as a total failure in their career. This can lead them to abandoning the entire effort rather than course correcting and focusing on what's going wrong. All or nothing thinking can be very toxic and it can seep into all areas of our life. That's why we have to be careful if we are doing it in any one area of our life currently. The next one, catastrophizing under pressure. Immediately assuming the worst case scenario is the most likely outcome. It's an irrational escalation of potential consequences. High performers uniquely struggle with this because when a key client is slow to respond, the high performer jumps immediately to they're leaving us, we're going bankrupt, and my reputation is ruined, instead of considering more probable scenarios. This happens not just because we're high performers, but because high performers usually deal with a lot of high stakes. That if things go wrong, a lot of things can go wrong in big ways, which makes it very easy to start to have these issues with catastrophizing. The third is mental filtering, which is only seeing mistakes. Focusing exclusively on the negative aspects of a situation while ignoring all positive or neutral information. We're cutting it all out. We're filtering it all out. This is a unique struggle because an executive may receive overwhelming positive feedback on a major presentation, but they can also obsess for days over one minor critical comment, effectively filtering out 99% of the positive reinforcement. And this is kind of how our brains are built. We are built to see negatives, right? Think about it in your relationships, whether it be friendships or romantic relationships. Think of how many times things have gone good or great. Now think about how many times they've gone bad and how that just erased all of the good and great things, even for just a little bit. Our brain is wired for survival, not for happiness. So we are going to focus on negative things more than positive things because negative things can hurt us. Positive things can't. So it is easier to get stuck on those things, which makes it easier to fall into these arenas where we are mental filtering and we're filtering out all the positive to just focus on the negatives. Moving to the fourth, should rules and rigid standards. Operating by strict and flexible rules about how they and others should or must behave. When these rules are inevitably broken, it leads to an intense guilt, anger, or frustration. And this is a trap a lot of high performers find them in. An example of this is a manager holding rigid beliefs that all emails must be answered within 30 minutes. When they can't meet this standard during a busy day, they experience significant stress and self-criticism, impacting their focus on higher priority tasks, which gets in the way of us performing, us succeeding. At the end of the day, things are going to go wrong in the things that we're doing. I promise you guys. Being a high achiever or a high performer, you are operating in arenas where things can go wrong, and they're going to go wrong because we can't be successful all the time. That doesn't happen. Ask anyone in these arenas that's been successful before. They have failed a bunch. So we have to make room for failures. We have to make room for flexibility. If we don't, we're going to fall into this trap and get stuck with these things, and it's going to cause big problems. And then the last one, emotional reasoning disguised as logic. Believing that one's emotions are automatically a factual representation of reality, such as I feel like a failure, therefore I am a failure. The feeling is used as evidence for the truth. And this is something that a lot of high performers run into, and I've worked with a lot of high performers on this, because we tend to give way more credit to the thoughts we have as if they mean something or they're